Hey guys, Bill from Competition Cars. We got this Corvette that's being listed for sale on Bring a Trailer, which is a 7-day online auction. So if you see the video on YouTube, I'll have the link posted once the auction goes live. We're going to do a cold start video right now, and we're going to jump into it and do a driving video as well. And I'm going to go over some things on the car. So here we go. It has 29,242 miles on it, and it's a 1990 ZR1. We just serviced the car. It's clean inside and out. Did a paint correction. It is a one-time repaint. These cars had clear coat issues back in the day, so the top, from what I understand, the top of the car was painted. We did a paint correction. It looks good. All the rubber's good. Looks good inside and out. There's a car here in front of us. I'm doing a driving video now. I want to explain something to you guys. I set the reserve extremely low on this car, and I'm going to tell you why. I've got a couple things that the car is going to need. Nothing totally catastrophic. Nothing that's going to prevent you from enjoying it right away, other than the radio is not working. So when you turn the radio on, you can hear it come on, but I got no sound. Okay. I typically do these driving videos on the side road, but I want to get this one out. I want to get a little higher speed up. The car runs out perfect, drives perfect, shifts really good if you drive it normal. If you get aggressive, and I'm going to shift this car tons of times so you can see, from first to second, if you're going to try to drag race somebody or go with a drag strip or aggressively drive it, you can get a little grind in second gear. It still goes in, it doesn't stop you from going in, but it will. Now I'm going to shift it in and out of second gear multiple times and show you that if you drive it normal, it will never be a problem. I have tried multiple transmission shops in my area. I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and there is not one automatic transmission shop in this area that I can find that does manual transmissions. I mean, it's totally mind-blowing. So I don't have a means to get this car fixed locally. I'm not going to ship the car somewhere, and I didn't want to take the transmission out and get it hauled off to some other state. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to put the reserve really low. Maybe somebody that buys a car either has access to a transmission shop or can do it themselves. So we got that going on. So second gear, it goes in just fine. Again, if you're driving, I'm in first now. Turn the air down. That was first, second, third, no problem. We go third, down to second. You get a little bit of a grind. And if you're really easy, it won't even do that. So we're going to go for just a little ride here and get it going. But I want you to pay attention every time I shift. So I'm going to go back down to first now. There's third, there's second with no problem, and there's first with no problem. So, Anthony, why don't you concentrate on the gear selector for just a second? So I'm going to drive it like I normally drive. Get first gear. There's second with no problem. There's third with no problem. The rest of the gears are perfectly fine. Like I said, you will have a little bit of a grind if you decide you want to get aggressive with this car. Alright, there's second gear, perfect. Goes right in. First, second, not an issue. First gear. Second gear. Just normal driving. And once you're in second, I mean, you can stock, except it does have a Flowmaster mufflers on the rear. I couldn't find anything else on the car that was not stock. Now I'm going to turn around, I'm going to go through these gears again. I want you to see that if you drive the car normal, you'll be fine. Like I said, you start trying to manhandle it, it'll have a little bit of a grind. But again, I'm setting the reserve extremely low. I've got a dozen of these old cars right now. I don't have time to mess with it, so I'm going to pass this the same time to someone else. First, second, no problem. Now I'll get a little more aggressive so you can see it's not like you have to baby the car, but you just can't jam it in second gear. So first gear. We'll get a little more aggressive with it. grind. So if you're going to drive it a little more aggressive, you're going to get that. But again, if you drive it, again, just normal, there's second gear, no problem. All right, watch, first to second again. First. Smooth as butter. So I just want you guys to understand what you're getting, why the reserve is going to be set extremely low. And believe me, if I could have fixed it, I would have, but I'm just in shock. None of these guys around here that have automatic transmission shops mess with the sticks. So there was another first and second shift. Again, I'm going to do this over and over again so you guys can see if you just drive it. And again, we'll do first and second. I'll get a little more aggressive this time. It's not so much the power you're putting down as much as how quickly you're shifting in at second. And again, not to bore you, but I'm going to do this again. I want you guys to know exactly what you're getting. First to second, perfect. Drive straight, stops good. Has Eagle F1s all the way around. It appears to be its second set of tires. I think I got close-ups of the date codes. I think these tires were put on in 2010, I think. All right, so I'm going to turn around, do one more run through the gears, and then we'll get on the highway and take it back to the lot. Just want to cover this again so there's no confusion and nobody says, hey, I didn't tell you about the gears. So there's first. They said you give it a second. Well, that's a little aggressive, but here, let's try it one more time so you can see. And I'm not trying to abuse the car, guys. I want you to show you that it does perform right, it does pull good. It's on full engine power, which is nice. It's got a lot of power. So I'm just going to drive it again normal, going back. It's got sport, touring, performance, suspension, that all. You can feel the difference in the way it handles when you go through those gauges. Everything in the car works except it has all these switches for the seats. It's got one switch that I can't get to work, which is the recline. Now you can still tilt the seat back here with this, but the actual recline button is not working. I haven't been able to find one yet. If I find one before the auction ends, I will certainly buy one. I can imagine it's probably about a $10 or $15 or $20 switch. Chevrolet said they were out of stock, and I haven't found one on eBay yet. Car runs cool. I think I did tell you it. Power steering. There's a picture. One of the pictures in the photo gallery. It shows some fluid dropped on the ground. That's power steering fluid. So it does have a power steering fluid leak. You know, I figured, listen, if I'm going to give the car away, you know, you're going to have a couple things you're going to have to deal with. But again, the car looks good. It's mostly unmolested except for the mufflers. It has 29,000 miles. The air is cold. Everything works except one power seat switch. Out of 7 or 8 switches, one doesn't work on one side. Everything else works throughout. Unless the air is super, super cold. It's got a good Carfax. Sounds good, looks good. First gear, second gear, no problem. Sounds great. So all the other gears are like butter. So guys, I hope you've paid attention. I hope you understand what you're bidding on. And I hope you understand it's going to be a deal. So good luck bidding. Any questions, put them in the comment section. And good luck to you.